In a move that has sent shockwaves across the international community, President Trump has unveiled an unprecedented proposal for the Gaza Strip. Trump's plan centers on the United States taking ownership of Gaza. This would involve resettling the entirety of Gaza's 2.2 million Palestinian residents. The proposal marks a significant departure from decades of established U.S. policy in the Middle East. It has ignited intense debate and drawn sharp criticism from world leaders and organizations. Trump's proposal, first reported by the BBC, is rooted in the belief that rebuilding Gaza is virtually impossible with its current population. The plan calls for Israel to cede control of Gaza to the United States. The U.S. would then oversee a complete reconstruction of the region. Trump envisions transforming Gaza into a thriving hub, often referring to it as the Riviera of the Middle East. This dramatic reshaping of Gaza, according to Trump, would require the resettlement of all Palestinian residents. The plan suggests relocation to neighboring countries or newly constructed communities. However, the proposal has been met with immediate pushback, with many denouncing it as unrealistic and a violation of international law. The proposal has sparked outrage among Palestinians who view Gaza as an integral part of their homeland. Many Palestinians are descendants of those displaced during the 1948 war. For them, the idea of being permanently uprooted from Gaza is unacceptable. President Trump argues that his plan offers the most viable solution to the intractable Israeli-Palestinian conflict. He believes that rebuilding Gaza without its current inhabitants would be significantly easier and more efficient. The plan hinges on the belief that a fresh start is needed to break the cycle of violence and poverty that has plagued the region for decades. Trump's vision for a revitalized Gaza includes the development of modern infrastructure, luxury resorts, and a thriving economy. He believes that this transformation would attract foreign investment and turn Gaza into a beacon of prosperity in the Middle East. The proposal has been met with skepticism by many experts, who question the feasibility of such a dramatic transformation. The proposed timeline for the project is ambitious, spanning 10 to 15 years. Trump has suggested that the U.S. would seek financial assistance from other Middle Eastern countries, particularly those that have normalized relations with Israel under the Abraham Accords. However, it remains unclear if these countries are willing to support such a controversial plan. The resettlement of Gaza's Palestinian population is a critical and highly contentious aspect of Trump's proposal. The plan calls for the creation of 6 safe communities outside of Gaza, potentially in neighboring countries. However, no country has expressed willingness to host such a large influx of refugees. Trump's own Gaza plan has been met with widespread condemnation from the international community. Leaders from across the political spectrum have denounced the proposal as illegal, unrealistic, and deeply insensitive to the plight of the Palestinian people. The United Nations has voiced strong opposition, arguing that forcibly transferring a civilian population constitutes a grave breach of international law. European allies of the United States have also expressed their disapproval of the plan. They argue that it undermines the internationally recognized two-state solution and risks further destabilizing the region. Key Arab states, including Egypt and Jordan have rejected the idea of resettling Palestinian refugees within their borders. Palestinian leaders have vehemently rejected the proposal, calling it a blatant attempt to erase their presence in Gaza and liquidate their national aspirations. Hamas, the militant group that controls Gaza, has condemned the plan as absurd and vowed to resist any attempt to displace the Palestinian people. The international outcry highlights the deep sensitivities surrounding the status of Gaza and the rights of Palestinian refugees. The proposal has further complicated the already fraught Israeli-Palestinian conflict and cast a shadow over U.S. diplomatic efforts in the region. The future of Gaza hangs in the balance as President Trump continues to push his controversial plan. The proposal has injected a new level of uncertainty and tension into an already volatile region. The international community is grappling with how to respond to this unprecedented challenge to the existing peace process. Gaza remains under a joint Israeli-Egyptian blockade, which severely restricts the movement of people and goods into and out of the territory. The blockade has crippled Gaza's economy and plunged its residents into a humanitarian crisis. The United Nations has described Gaza as an open-air prison, highlighting the dire living conditions faced by its inhabitants. Despite the international condemnation, President Trump has shown no signs of backing down from his proposal. He has doubled down on his belief that his plan offers the only realistic path to peace in the region. Trump has scheduled meetings with leaders from Israel, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia in the coming weeks to discuss the plan further. The international community is closely watching these developments with a mix of apprehension and hope. The stakes are high, and the outcome of these negotiations could have far-reaching consequences for the future of Gaza, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and the broader Middle East.